What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. My name is Michael, and today we're going to be talking about how we can increase your credit card score without spending any of your precious money and how we can increase it as fast as possible. If your credit score is under that 650 or even that 700 level, then this video is for you. If you don't handle this now and increase your credit card score, then in the long run, it will end up costing you more money. And no one likes spending money on things that they don't have to spend money on. It will end up costing you money because every time you apply for a credit card, a mortgage, a car loan, or anything like that, you will have a higher interest rate, which means in the long run, you will be paying more money than what you really should be paying for it. So here is how you can fix it, and you can bring that credit score up even if you have any accounts in collections, if you have any maxed out cards, or if you even have some late payments. Also, just remember that this doesn't happen overnight. This takes time. You have to stick to the process. And I promise that you will see an increase in your credit score within a few weeks to a few months. So for the first thing, you should actually run your credit report and see what is bringing your score down. I know it sounds simple, and it should be, because this could make a difference right off the bat. You can simply go on the web and search Run My Credit for free in Google or in Bing, whatever search engine you use, and you will see so many free options come up. Once you have picked one of those free services, you can run your report and start to see what your credit is. Now, you may see that some services want you to pay money for this. There is no need, in my opinion, to be paying money to get a credit report. There are so many free options out there. You just have to do your own due diligence and search for them. There is no need to spend money on this if you don't have to. Now, once you have that report, you can start to see what is going to impact your score negatively. And if you don't have enough credit, then you won't have enough information to begin with. This won't increase your score quickly, but you can just stick to what I'm saying in the video, and this will help increase your score to that 800, 700 level. Now, if you look through your credit report and see you have some accounts in collections, this isn't a good thing. If you do have accounts in collections, this means that you were so late on a payment that the collector just gave up on you and wrote it off as a loss. This tends to happen when you are about 150 days or more later on a payment. Also, another reason is because you could have maxed out credit cards. This takes up about 30% of your credit score. It's called amounts owed. So make sure you're not just maxing out your credit cards and letting them sit there, because if you are, you should just try to start paying them off slowly. Lastly, the most obvious one that would be bringing down your score is late payments. Yes, late payments are hurting your score negatively. They can also impact your score for up to 7 years and stay on your credit report, which 7 years is about as long as a dog year. In other words, it's a long time. So make sure you keep up with those payments, and the best way to do this is actually turn on automatic payments, where it will automatically take the card payment out for you every single month so you don't forget. Now, let's see what we can do about this. Let's start off with maxed credit cards. Remember, this takes up 30% of your credit score, which is a huge chunk out of it. You do not want to sit with your credit cards maxed out all the time, because this will continuously hurt your credit score negatively. The best thing to do is use 10% of your credit limit and pay that off every single month. And if you are sitting at maxed out credit cards, start trying to pay off those limits slowly. You don't have to pay them off all in one chunk, but it's because the longer it sits there, the more it's gonna hurt your score. So just start making the minimum payments and work from there. Once you have the maxed out credit cards handled, we can move on to collections. Collections also can stay in your credit report for up to 7 years, which again is a long time and is a full dog year. If you do have accounts in collections, this is usually when you start to get those calls from those collection agencies who try to use scare tactics to get you to pay off the debt. The first thing you should do is dispute that and see if the debt is actually yours. You want to make sure that everything is up to date, because if it's not yours, you don't want to be paying off someone else's debt. So most of the time, the agencies that are calling you actually buy your debt for pennies on the dollar. So an example would be if you have $10,000 in credit card debt, then an agency would come in, pay $1,000 for that debt, and call you trying to get $5,000 off of you. Basically just trying to make $4,000 profit from you. So one thing you can also try is to negotiate down that amount that you owe with the agency. You can pay off that debt, but it will still show on your credit report for up to 7 years, but it will be shown as paid. You can try to get this removed by following a dispute with the credit card company and seeing if they can validate that the credit has been paid off through the collections agency, which it should be removed within about 30 days of doing that. But make sure you do your own research and you do this at your own risk. Just be smart about it. Finally, we can handle the late payments, which also stay on your credit report for up to 7 years. Normally, nothing will happen if you're just a couple days late, but you may have a late fee from the credit card company, which you normally can get waived if you just call them up and ask nicely. If you didn't know, your payment history makes up 35% of your credit score, which also is a huge chunk out of your score. So like everything else on this list, late payments should be taken pretty seriously. Also, you should know that the longer the payment sits there and is late, the worse it's going to get. In other words, the longer the payment goes for, the worse your credit score will be. Now, the first thing you should do is pay off those late payments as fast as possible. It's better to have a 30 or 40 day late payment than a 90-day late one. You can also try to negotiate a payment plan and see if they can bring your account back to current. Now, if you have paid the late payment off and it's still showing on your credit report, you can call up the credit card company and see if they can remove it, but just remember they are not obligated to do this. It's just always worth a try to see if they would do it for you. Now, the final thing you can do is see if there are any errors and dispute it. You shouldn't ever lie on this part, but if you see anything that is off, you can always try this. All of these tips and tricks will improve your credit score over the next few months and even in the next few weeks. And the best part about it is all these techniques are free. All it takes is your time. So I hope you all enjoyed the video and I hope you guys had some good takeaways that will help you improve your credit score today. If you did enjoy the video, go ahead and let me know by hitting that like button. You can also subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to hit that bell notification right next to the subscribe button and leave a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys and it's always a pleasure to know how you feel about the content that I'm putting out. I hope you all enjoyed it and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.